So?
Okay, hello, I'm Anya. I met Valentina on a boat in beautiful Halong Bay. And yeah, as it turns out, she's doing a very interesting project and asked me about shoes and textiles, and it happened to be that I've been working in the textile and shoe industry for a couple of years. And yeah, right now she's doing the interview, and I'll be happy to tell you something more interesting and more background stories about what is happening actually out there. And so maybe you sometimes wonder why there are so many similar shoes around all over the world actually, and it's pretty simple to explain, because there are like shoe destinations like China or Vietnam, and mainly the whole world is producing in those countries, and well, everyone is more or less using similar factories, and once you're going in a factory and you're discussing what kind of styles you would like to produce, you can of course go into the showroom of a shoe factory, and they have samples of all the shoes they ever made, and then you just pick a sample and say, oh, I like this style, I might change the leather, I might change the color, I might put a little ribbon on it, or do the outsole a little bit different, and then of course it's a very similar shoe, but it's your branding, it's your color, it's your leather, and then and then you are going into production, and that of course shortens the time, like the development time a lot. So this is why there are so many similar shoes around and all over the world, because a lot of companies are doing that.
So they're very similar, but what about the prices in the end?
The prices, it's really, I mean, the price basically and the production costs are more or less the same. Of course, as I said before, it always depends on the quality of the material you use. But your brand name is making the price point. So if you have a brand that is actually in a quite in a lower market position, so you have a lower price points, then you can only ask for maybe for a ballerina for, let's say, 15 euros. Whereas if you are like on the peak level of the market, like let's say Lanvin or Pretty Ballerinas or something like that, so they can ask for 100 or even more euros. It's just a matter of your name. It doesn't and a matter of material, but it's done in the same factory, and the price for the work is more or less the same. It just depends on your brand name. Easy as that.
Okay. You said you worked for the textile industry. What exactly did you do there?
I've been actually doing marketing for the textile industry for a German brand, and and obviously you're getting a good insight in how clothes are produced, how many steps are in between to have the final style seeing on a model and doing some shootings. And yeah, it's been amazing, and it's so much work, and it's actually quite interesting that some companies can offer clothes for very little money. If you have worked in the industry, you know how long it takes, and that is not possible.
So how do you make it possible then?
You make it possible because you're actually exploiting people, or having very high volumes being produced in very poor countries under quite bad circumstances. And to be honest with you, I mean, China these days is actually the more upmarket production country. There are so many other poor countries that are where production is shifted to, because it's much cheaper, like in Vietnam or Bangladesh or whatsoever. But yeah, it's quite an interesting business, and it's not at all glamorous, but of course the marketing, which I've done as well, we try to tell stories, we try to make it more glamorous, we try to show the happy smiling world, yeah, for the brands I worked so far, we didn't do bad productions, but there are probably brands where you might have a bad conscience. Yeah. Okay, I just a message I want to send out. If you buy a t-shirt or whatever, just think about it whether it could be actually possible to produce that in a good quality with a good conscience, and rather buy only one t-shirt instead of 3, and pay a little bit more, and care for the t-shirt more, and you know, handle your clothing in a more careful way, and don't think it's just something like you wear twice and then throw it away. And it's not cool just buying 5 t-shirts every 2 weeks. Just buy 1 t-shirt every 2 months.
Okay, so that's the marketing lady.
Yes, I know, it's a marketing lady. But a marketing lady is taking care for the environment, and somehow it's, I mean, I know so many designers in Berlin who are producing their stuff in Berlin, and it's an amazing work they are doing, but of course their t-shirt costs at least €100, and I rather wait to buy from them instead of buying cheap t-shirts around the place. And I was just telling my friend, because I'm traveling obviously, well, I don't buy stuff here, Pauline, I wait for you, because she told me she's done some very nice pieces for her spring-summer collection, and I'm so tempted to buy some nice stuff around here, but I think, no, I want to support her, I want to make her design live longer, and I want to see that her brand is making progress, and it's always nice to know the people behind the brand as well. So, yeah.